Most of us are living under the influence of a silent lie, the belief that our actual existence is currently on pause, waiting for some future milestone to hit play. 3 years ago, my life was defined by the extremes of stagnation. I was 265 pounds, living in my parents' basement with exactly $43.80 in the bank. My days were spent in a dark room, lit only by a triple monitor setup, surrounded by empty energy drink cans and the glowing interface of World of Warcraft. I viewed my daily life like a loading screen. I told myself that once the wait was gone and I moved into my own place, the game would finally begin and I could start being happy. Treating the present as a mere waiting room for future achievements creates a psychological vacuum. You end up deferring your capacity for joy to a date that never actually arrives. This visualizes the arrival fallacy. We bank our emotional well-being on a sharp spike of satisfaction expected the moment we reach a specific marker.
The error is the projection. We assume once we hit that goal, our happiness sustains itself at a permanent, elevated state. But the data suggests otherwise. What happens when you cross that finish line and discover that the expected emotional plateau simply isn't there? This emotional calculation fails because it ignores a basic biological reality. Our brains are optimized for the chase rather than the capture. My own exit from the basement started with microscopic shifts in behavior, and not a sudden life overhaul. I swapped one monster for water. I walked around the block for 10 minutes. I committed to submitting exactly one job application every day. Even though I was nowhere near my ultimate goals, I felt a physical rush. My heart would race as I hit send on a resume, and I felt a genuine flutter of excitement just from walking a few yards further than I did the day before. These tiny victories prove that satisfaction is a byproduct of friction. Your brain rewards the effort of moving toward a goal more than it rewards the goal itself. I'd seen this play out in World of Warcraft. I would spend months grinding for a specific legendary sword, convinced it would change my experience of the game. The months of planning, the teamwork, and the difficult late-night raids were intense and deeply engaging. The pursuit felt like the reason for playing. But the moment I actually got the sword, the excitement evaporated. I'd stand in the main city showing it off for a day, and then feel a strange, hollow numbness. Virtual reward systems mirror our biological ones. The psychological value of an object is often completely drained the moment it becomes a possession. Reaching the end of the questline effectively kills the motivation to keep playing, a rule that applies just as strictly to our real-world ambitions. A year and a half later, the micro steps had paid off. I'd lost 87 pounds, found a career and a partner, and moved into my own apartment. I was living the exact life I had visualized in that basement. Then the emptiness returned. It was the same feeling I had after getting that legendary sword. The realization that having the life didn't feel nearly as good as the process of building it. The vacuum of a finished life comes from the sudden absence of friction. Without a new goal to pull you forward, the brain loses its primary source of fulfillment. This explains why we feel so disconnected when we look at the idealized lives presented on social media. These individuals are caught in this same cycle. They are either enduring the grind of a new goal, or they are currently navigating the post-achievement drop-off that follows every major milestone. The idea of a finish line where you unlock permanent happiness is a biological myth. Our neurochemistry isn't designed to rest, it's designed to hunt. Envy is based on the false assumption that someone else has reached a final state of contentment. In reality, they are just as dependent on the next pursuit as you are. Staying ahead of that emptiness requires maintaining an active pursuit, no matter how small that pursuit might seem. Learning 3 chords on a guitar or reading a new book generates the same forward momentum as a major career move. The brain rewards the growth, not the magnitude of the trophy. Your real life isn't waiting at some future milestone. It is happening right now, in the awkward struggle of trying something new and the heart-racing moments of pushing past your comfort zone. Fulfillment exists in the act of becoming. Recognizing that the dream life is found in the daily small wins and the failures that force you to grow allows you to start living it the moment you begin the next climb.